I'm so happy and so proud to introduce you to Margret Köll. I must say, I heard Margret playing on Sylvester, that's end of year 2015 or 16, at the Open House Zurich with Jaruski and Bartoli. It was 3 hours of ecstasy. It was incredible. And so we are really very happy to have such an outstanding, wonderful musician playing just for us. And I don't explain much because I know Margret will interrupt a little bit and make some comments. For those who don't know, Margret is, as a principal harpist, she has worked with the most important symphony orchestra as well as a chamber musician. Also, she was a member of the folk band Die Knödel and participated in their worldwide tours. In this context, she has worked, among others, with artists like Meredith Monk, Sainko Namchilak, and the Kronos Quartet. So, applause for Margret. Thank you. Thank you.
At the transition from the Renaissance to the Baroque period, Naples was under the Spanish crown for more than 200 years. The city, at the foot of the Vesuvius, could count itself as a European cultural center on an equal footing to London and Paris. Giovanni Maria Trabaci, the composer of the piece that I have just played, was a very important figure at the time, being part of the circle around Carlo Gesualdo, the extravagant composer, lute player, and prince. Trabaci was totally aware of the possibilities of this instrument, as he was not only a composer, but also an organ and harp player. This harp is called arpa doppia a tre registri, or double harp with 3 rows of strings. Double means, in this case, more than 1 row of strings. If I'm looking at my harp with the 3 rows of strings, I would say it's actually a 3D harp. Giovanni Maria Trabaci wrote the Toccata Seconda e Ligatura per l'arpa that I just played. I would like to give you an example what he wrote actually in the score and the idea what memory could mean in this case, reading, playing and listening to this particular music. As a musician, I have the score as my first memory stick. Let's see what is written. And so on. And actually, I decide what I'm going to play every moment that I play it. I play just these bars. Of course, it's great to have a score, but what is even more interesting are the layers between the lines, which are not written and that make you to get as close as possible to the composition itself. The more we go back in history of musical prints, the less information we find. So somehow I have to learn the vocabulary of the language from that period in order that it gets part of my conscious and even subconsciousness, in order that it gets inside the physical memory of my fingers. For example, by learning about the way of shaping an arpeggio, putting and performing embellishments, learning and analyze counterpoint, etc. This pool of memory, changing constantly, reminds us that matter resolves itself into numberless vibrations, according to the philosopher Bergson. From these vibrations, we recompose through the intuitions, the vital movements of fingers on strings, reading, playing, and listening to the tones of orange. The next piece that I will play is by Peter Phillips, called Amarilli di Giulio Romano. It refers to a popular song at the time of the Medici in Florence, an evergreen by Giulio Caccini, Amarilli mia bella. Most probably, Mr. Phillips never had the music. He just remembered the song by heart and was making his own version for instruments. Actually, it was a song with accompanying instrument. After that, I play the Toccata Arpeggiata by Girolamo Kapsberger, which is written in simple chords, indicating nothing, just the harmonies and the title Toccata Arpeggiata. Then the third piece comes from England, from the king of melancholy, John Dowland. Popular songs have always been treated like jazz standards that have been on every singer's lips and in the fingers of the instrumentalists. I will play the song Semper Dowland, Semper Dolens. So the last set of pieces will be by Johann Sebastian Bach. We know that he spent days, weeks, months to copy music from other composers in the libraries of Köthen, Weimar, or Leipzig. That could have been music by Vivaldi or Handel, and towards his end of life he copied and transcribed, expanded or programmed music even in an older polyphonic style. This technique to develop their own composition style by enlarging in terms of memory, by copying and arranging by other composers was and is still a very common practice. The other way around, also Bach's music was arranged, for example, by Stravinsky, Busoni, Liszt, Mozart, or Wendy Carlos, who arranged Bach's pieces for the Moog synthesizer. I will play now a movement from a suite for the lute arranged by myself for the harp, Preludio, followed by an aria, maybe the aria of Johann Sebastian Bach from the Goldberg Variations, which is also a part in his notebook for Anna Magdalena Bach that he wrote and gave as a present to his young wife.